Welcome back, everyone, to A Gentleman's Life. What I'm going to do is set this camera down. I'm going to end up leaning all the way back so I don't have to stay crouched underneath the top section above my head because I'm too tall for the space I have. And we'll get into the video, episode 2 of a weekly snapshot. Before that, though, I'll show you what I'm wearing today. And today I have the Zen. It's the 856S UTC. So S for the DLC black, UTC for the second time zone there. You see in the middle where you normally see like the inner ring on a B style navigator watch, the German style. And yeah, I absolutely love this watch. It's the perfect tool. You can see right in there. Hopefully, if at all. The light's really bad. The little capsule for telling the humidity inside the case. But anyways, let's lean back. I've got my coffee mug, and we'll get into, now that I have some headroom, we'll get into the next episode of Weekly Snapshot and talk really quickly about a few topics. Got my laptop right here that I will be using to reference, and we'll get right to it. So the first thing I looked at this week was actually a YouTube video from the channel of Art of Manliness. It's also a website, and they do a podcast. But this was specifically on early rising. And it caught my attention because this is something I've been historically bad at my entire life. I like to get up as late as possible before I have to get up to start my day. I hate mornings. Part of that probably is because I naturally my body likes to be up later in the day, so I've never really gone to sleep that early consistently. And so it's been really hard for me. But you look at a lot of the great people in history and the focus they've had on starting their day early and how well they've done. And you look at some of the different things about there are benefits of waking up early. You get productive more early in the day. You have decreased stress because maybe you have time to plan out your day. For creative people, that may be when they're most creative. You can use it as time for exercise to increase fitness. I usually do that after my workday as a de-stressor, so for me that one doesn't help so much. But what would probably help for me the most would be a mix of decreased stress and increased productivity. Because it would give me a chance to kind of lay out my thoughts and plan out what I'm going to be doing that day and how I'm going to go about that and all the things I have to do. So, you know, getting up early might be a good idea. And the video just talks about some different ways that might help doing that. You know, consistently start trying to up your time you're going to sleep little by little and slowly start getting up like 15 minutes earlier. After a couple of weeks, do another 15 minutes earlier, etc. For me, it's hard because I don't have a standard all the time. Day after day, year after year, time I'm getting up, it changes all the time. But you could always just go back from when you have to start your day and then try to always wake up X amount of time before your day starts. So yeah, just getting that routine established, starting small and slowly taking baby steps towards being better at getting up earlier. Something I was thinking about. So that was the first topic of the day. The next topic I had was a Wall Street Journal article from actually Elon Musk, and it's talking about artificial intelligence and how Elon Musk thinks that there kind of actually needs to be a bit more government input into that industry, inherent to what that industry is about, and he thinks that such powerful technology could threaten jobs or go much farther. And I haven't looked that much into AI, so I can't say I know that much about the subject, but Elon Musk just seems to be taking a bit of a different stance from a lot of other people in the AI industry, and I thought it was a really interesting article, so that's linked down below for everyone to read. Really interesting. Next topic is also from the Wall Street Journal and also about Elon Musk. Really interesting to me. Apparently, the Wall Street Journal went with an article about a tweet he made talking about getting a possible, at least verbal confirmation that he would be able to work on a project for a super fast Hyperloop transportation system between New York City and Washington, D.C. that would take less than 40 minutes. So that's really interesting to me. One thing from my time in Europe that I came to appreciate, even though I do like driving, I prefer driving, and I like being able to move it where I want to go, when I want to go there. I really came to appreciate public transportation. And even something as simple as driving somewhere to catch a train down to the city and then having the subway or the tube in London or whatever around the city to get around, I really do like that. So like when I visit my brother in New York City, the subway is the way to go. I mean, walk everywhere or use the subway to get everywhere. And there's not a lot of cities. You have the L in Chicago, the subway in New York City, but there's not a lot of cities in the U.S. that are really good at public transportation, and it's just something as a country that we don't do well. So this really got me interested because I think that's something that's really valuable and really interesting. A little bit of coffee. Another Wall Street Journal article, I'm heavy on the Wall Street Journal this week, was an article about jumping rope. And the interest in the article to me was how hard it is for lots of people to really consistently do the things they need to do to stay fit on some level. For me, it caught my eye because I do like to do kind of all full body fitness. When I'm at home, I have a CrossFit gym that I go to, and I like things not just running, but cycling or using the rowing machine or jumping rope as my cardio mixed in with lifting weights, specifically Olympic lifting, etc. But it brought in the idea of how a single exercise or the ability to change things up helped keep exercise fresh and made it easier to more consistently do it. And I think that's a really valuable thing, and it's one of the things I found interesting in CrossFit, because I was always an endurance athlete, cycling, running, that kind of thing. It was really hard for me to get into weightlifting and strength work, and it wasn't until I kind of stumbled across CrossFit that there was this just kind of mix mash of different things, and it was always fresh. Every day was fresh. And there's a lot of different things that I found somehow could be applicable or either to the real world or were really interesting, different things to do. Jumping rope, as you did as a kid, being one of those things. Or the idea of some of the lifts where you take weight from the ground to your waist or ground to your shoulders, because we do that all the time as humans, whether it's bags of mulch that we need to take into the backyard or whatever, we need to lift some logs if we're out camping to make a ring around a campfire, or whatever it is. There are types of things that kind of feel somewhat natural to do. So the article was just interesting in how he's talking about the challenges of consistently working out and the different types of things or mix mash of things, and it just got me thinking about my own working out and how what I found mentally refreshing and what kept me going consistently. And I kind of tied that into the article, so I thought it was worth the read as well. And the last one for me today is actually linked down below, is from Hodinkee. Once again, this is their Friday Live or Friday Night Live series. It's episode 11, if I'm not mistaken, and they discussed the debate of the deployante versus the pin buckle for leather straps. And it got me thinking, and although I like the concept of the deployante buckle, and sometimes I use that general type of buckle, I found more often than not it really doesn't work for me. It gets too off-centered from my wrist, so it's not at the bottom, or it adds too much bulk, or it doesn't let the leather strap sit around my wrist, both top and bottom, the way I want it to. And more often than not, if I want a leather strap and I want it to fit just the way I want, the pin buckle is the way I go. So those are the topics that I kind of found interesting over the past week. I would love to hear what anyone else thinks about any of these articles. So go ahead and comment down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you have not and you think other videos I do might interest you. And until next time.